All right, peeps. I don't have my stick. My stick is holding up the moon. See that shadow? See that? So it was all jokes earlier. But it's a bit more serious now. You guys, I'm not stupid. Every single video I've done on the speed of light thing, way back at the beginning, I've been doing it on the fly as well, but I know what I'm talking about. And if you go back and check every single video, they all make sense. You guys are struggling with common sense. I know more about your finite light than you do. It's a fact. Now, a solar eclipse, the sun's corona, cannot be behind the moon with finite light, okay? It cannot happen. Now, whether you want to accept this or not, it's entirely up to you. You have got this thing. You make it up as you go along. First of all, you've got a finite light. It takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach planet Earth from the sun. And at the same time, you're saying, yeah, but there's light all the time. It's continuous. That's irrelevant. Don't forget, your science says if the sun turned off, it would take 8 minutes and 20 seconds before you realized. That means you cannot see the sun that is radiating the photons that are hitting Earth or the moon. You cannot see that sun behind the moon. First of all, 8 minutes and 20 seconds is 2.08 degrees of anti-clockwise axis spin. So, when the sun radiates its light, during the solar, let's take a quick walk first. Right. So what we have down here, I've got pieces of paper, right? It goes from 1 to 8 minutes and 20, right? Look, you can accept this or you don't have to. I know how your light works and I know how absolute light works. This is the moon. Obviously, it's a lot smaller because of the distance, okay? And then down here, we've got El Sol, radiating absolute light, okay? And down, if we look down, see, you'll see pieces of paper, numbers on. I think that's 5 minutes. So I'm going to run you through exactly what happens. I know exactly what happens. You guys are really, really struggling, right? Now, of course, the sun's not. I've got a 30 centimetre planet Earth. So if we multiply that by 109, that would be, I don't know, the sun would be 30 times 100 is 30 meters. This was the one where I said it would be a 10 or a 4-story building, and it would be something like, I don't know what it was. Was it 3 point something kilometers away to scale, all right? But this is perfect for right now, and it's still charging, so that's good. Right, so what we have right here, it takes 8 minutes. If we turn this off, look, this happens. And that is what would happen. And that is what would happen if it turned back on. It's absolute light. There is no delay. And I know some of you are going, yeah, but it's a torch in your garden. It's irrelevant. The sun has a diameter of 1,390,000 kilometers. It's only 108 diameters of itself away. It's absolute light. Right, so let's go back down here. And those of you that keep saying to me, yeah, no, Paul, but the photons are doing this, and the photons, you need to stop with that. I know exactly what the photons are doing. Right. Now, let's run through the solar eclipse scenario. What happens Earth would be, if it's hit in Mexico, didn't it? Right? So we're going anti-clockwise. So what happens? The sun launches photons 8 minutes and 20 seconds before, see that line? That's going to be the sweet spot line. So Earth would be there, slightly exaggerated, but it's 2.08 degrees. That's 8 minutes and 20 seconds, 2.08 degrees of axis spin. So people are going to be in the sweet spot on that line in 8 minutes and 20 seconds time. Sun launches photons. It takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach planet Earth. They're on their way, right? So what I did, I've got, here comes the light. What you cannot forget, you guys say, yeah, no, but the light is continuous. It's everywhere. It's always shining. That's totally irrelevant. You have finite light. If the sun turned off, you wouldn't know for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. You cannot have it both ways. You cannot say there's continuous light all the time. There is, but you don't see it. You have to wait for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. You only see the photons that have reached Earth because it takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds. So the light is coming towards Earth. This is the photons, right? See? Boom, boom, boom. So Earth is turning 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3, oh, don't tell me 3's dropped off. Oh, I might have forgotten 3. I don't know, 3 minutes, right? They don't need to be bang on. I know there's going to be people going, no, look at the big gap. Oh, guys, seriously, if this was on a bus, I'd be throwing people off the bus. 4 minutes. Right now, photons have been coming towards Earth, but the ones for the solar eclipse, for the sweet spot, they left the sun 8 minutes and 20 seconds before Earth turns into it. So the sun, the Mickey Mouse photons take 8 minutes and 20 seconds, 5 minutes. 6 minutes. Earth would still be at 6 minutes, it would be like a degree and a half or something like that. 7 minutes. 8 minutes. And the ruler was roughly 20 seconds. All right? Now, when this happens, that sun that radiated this set of photons, it's finite light. So you've got 8 minutes and 20 seconds. It finally hits and planet Earth turns 2.08 degrees, 8 minutes and 20. Sorry, this would be by the moon, all right? So, bang. Now, right in this moment, right here, the sun that launched these photons launched when planet Earth was there. It's turned into the photons that are now hitting the moon, right? You cannot see the sun. Right now, you cannot be seeing the shadow of the moon and the sun's corona behind the moon. It is physically impossible because the sun that launched the photons 8 minutes and 20 seconds earlier, planet Earth was turned there. So it's turned into the photons that are now hitting the moon. There is still another 8 minutes and 20 seconds before you will see that sun, whether you like it or not. So again, what is that sun corona right now that people are seeing behind this moon? That, don't forget, that 820 was here, the moon, right? So you had that light, which was 8 minutes and 20 seconds to here. And then the shadow, like it's only 1.3 seconds to planet Earth. But it's 8 minutes and 20 seconds to the sun. So it is not possible for people to be seeing the sun's corona behind the moon, because it is still 8 minutes and 20 seconds away. The photons that are hitting the moon right now, right, have been traveling for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. The sun that is behind that moon launched the photons when planet Earth was facing that way. It is a fact. Planet Earth has turned into the photons. But the sun, it cannot be there. It's physically impossible. The only way that that sun can be behind that moon is because it is radiating absolute light, whether you like it or not. And the other question, right now in this moment, when planet Earth is in, somebody in, I don't know, Texas or somewhere, is in that sweet spot moment, right? What you say to yourself is, right? That line, they're in that sweet spot moment right now, okay? Stop moving, moon, Audi token. Right in that moment when the sun is behind that moon, whereabouts is the sun that is launching its photons right in that moment that the sun is going to turn into in 8 minutes and 20 seconds time? Where is that sun? You know where that sun is. It is directly behind the moon. So in 8 minutes and 20 seconds, what happens? Planet Earth, again, turns anti-clockwise for another 8 minutes and 20 seconds. And what happens? It moves into the photons that the sun launched 8 minutes and 20 seconds earlier. And again, how is it possible that the sun is behind the moon? It cannot be. I'm dragging seconds behind with me. It cannot be behind the moon. Again, the sweet spot ran up from the southwest to the northeast for 3 hours and 15 minutes. The only way that can happen is if the sun is radiating absolute light, guys. It is a fact. It's staring you in the face. It cannot launch photons that take 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach planet Earth and still be behind the moon. It does not matter what you say, right? This is a fact of life. It cannot. You cannot say that, oh no, there's always light. You always see it. No, you don't. Because if that sun turned off, it would take 8 minutes and 20 seconds for you to find out. If that is the case, you cannot see that sun behind the moon. See, you guys, you make it up as you go along. You think that you can see the sun behind the moon. You think that it takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds. You think that there's continuous light all the time. You think all of these things, but you cannot have all of those things with finite light. If it takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds before you realize the sun has turned off, because it's coming basically in individual packets. Yes, it's continuous, but when a set of photons reaches planet Earth, right, it's taken 8 minutes and 20 seconds to get there. You can't see the photons that are still a minute away. How can you? What is it that you say? See, this is it again, right? You say that if you were facing the sun and it turned on, I'm facing it and it turned on, if it was off, I could stand here for 8 minutes and 20 seconds and not see it, because I've got to wait for photons to come, and then boom, 8 minutes and 20 seconds later. So which is it? It's one or the other. It's BS. If that sun turned on from off, you do not have to wait for photons to arrive to your eyes. Your eyes will see the sun exactly where it is when it turned on, like this. Guys, it's absolute light. There is no delay. There can't be a delay, because you are seeing the sun's corona behind the moon 8 minutes and 20 seconds after the photons arrive at the moon, and the moon then casts its shadow. That is impossible. It cannot happen, because Earth turned into the photons. That sun would not ever line up. That's what I was trying to explain with the stick. And you guys all laughing. Oh, look at this idiot with a stick. Guys, if I've got a stick and the sun takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds for photons to reach the stick, the sun would not be directly behind the photons. It's impossible. You cannot see that sun, because it takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds for its light to reach planet Earth. So when you see the photons that are here right now, when you look up at that sun, what is it that you are seeing? I keep saying this. It cannot be the sun that just launched the photons. If it is, it's absolute light. There is an 8 minute and 20 second delay between the light reaching my hand, the photons casting a shadow, and the sun. So when I look up at that sun, what exactly am I seeing? Why is it directly behind the stick, or my hand, or the moon, or a house? The reason it's directly behind every single object that is casting a shadow from the sun is directly behind it. If there was a delay, that could not happen, right? Now, I was joking about this earlier with a few golf clubs and this, that and the other, but there is a very serious side to this, because relativity, guys, whether you like to accept this or not, it is flawed. Flawed, right? From the very get-go. Roma did not. He had no accurate timekeeping devices. Wheatstone, how? How? Spinning mirrors before electricity. Nobody works out the speed of light spinning mirrors. Bradley, stellar aberration with what precision instruments? Fitzo, a beam of light. I've got this laser. A beam of light travelled 5.5 miles one way, bounced off of a mirror, return trip of 5.5 miles, and sit between the teeth of a spinning wheel. And you guys believe this stuff. Now, it's irrelevant how many enemies I've made doing this, because it isn't healthy to believe in something that is a lie, especially when it is mind-altering stuff. You're talking about delays here and delays there, and the stars are delayed and time dilation. It is not healthy. It's not mentally healthy, which is why you guys struggle with common sense, because it's all illogical. It makes no sense. It does this, and it does that, and it does the other. It can't do all of those things. Finite light cannot do all of those things, right? You can't have light shining everywhere, and it takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds before you know the sun had gone out. What is that, right? What is that? And then if it turned back on, you honestly think that you'd be looking in the sun's direction, a star with a diameter of 1,390,000 kilometers. It's only 108 diameters of itself away from you, and you think it's going to take 8 minutes and 20 seconds to see that star. It's insane. It's absolute light. You see it straight away. There is no delay in the light radiating from the sun. You can accept this, or you can carry on believing the Mickey Mouse-ness. But I tell you what, don't throw this onto your children, because it's bullshit and it is not healthy. All of you guys that think I'm talking shit, I'm not talking shit. Everything that I said here was 100% logical, which I have been talking from the very first video I ever did, right? I didn't know, I had no idea I was going to have to get all the way to this stage. I thought people would start, a lot of people did. A lot of people along the way have gone, whoa, 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 thank you, right? But you die-harders, you will not accept it, and you won't even accept this right now, because you're going to find reasons. No, but the light is this and the light is that. The light is bullshit. It's absolute, right? It's absolute. For those of you that keep going on about your LiDAR, your GPS, your laser rangefinders, guys, this tiny planet, you're talking about Mickey Mouse stuff, right? That stuff that's made in the US of A, in some factory, tiny. Look, just a little tiny moon shadow covers the factory that you're talking about, LiDAR and laser rangefinders that are made. None of that stuff dictates how the sun radiates its light. It's ridiculous. So what is the question? Are there two speeds of light? Is the sun radiates absolute light, slam dunk. It's beyond anything, right? So GPS, LiDAR, laser rangefinders, do they radiate absolute light? I don't know. What I do know is that sun does, and those things don't dictate what a star with a diameter of 1,390,000 kilometers does. They just don't. So it boils down to one of two things. They're either lying, and that stuff does work with absolute light, and all light is absolute. I don't care what anybody says. This bulb and the sun do exactly the same. When the sun turns on, it will radiate its light at the same rate this bulb does, right? Pound for pound. Bang! 320,000 diameters. It can be seen in a heartbeat. I don't care if you like the term or not, that's what it is, a heartbeat over the river. 320,000 diameters of this bulb, right? In a heartbeat. The sun with 444 billion kilometers. Bang! There is no restriction when it comes to light. It's a human leash, is what it is. A human leash. They need a human leash for relativity, because relativity cannot work with absolute light, which was why this was fabricated, right? Boom. Gonna throw my laser down like a microphone, but guys, listen. You can Mickey Mouse and keep saying he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's an idiot. You can't talk to stupid people. I am not the one that's stupid here. I have not changed my story from the beginning. I have shown it all the way down to this physical demo. You cannot have the sun behind the moon during a solar eclipse with finite light. It does not work. It has to be absolute. 3 hours and 15 minutes. Have you not got a solar eclipse coming up this year? I think I saw somewhere. I know there's one next year. Every single solar eclipse, the sun will be directly behind the moon. Stop being silly. The reason that you're struggling with common sense is because there's no law with this finite light. It does all of this weird stuff, and it would not be able to do that stuff. If it takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach planet Earth, if you would not know that the sun had turned off for 8 minutes and 20 seconds, you cannot see that sun behind the moon during a solar eclipse. It's a fact. You guys keep, some of you saying, oh yeah, but it's photons. Photons. The photons are hitting the moon and casting the shadow. You can't see other photons that are 150 million kilometers away, 8 minutes and 20 seconds away, 2.08 degrees of planet Earth's axis spin, right? Earth has to constantly move into, launches its photons, 8 minutes and 20 seconds later, 2.08 degrees, Earth turns into it. It cannot be behind the moon. If you carry on believing that it can, all it's going to do is carry on damaging your common sense, because it is not logical. All right? I'm saying this has got to have come to an end now. And what do you think? What's going to happen? You think they're going to stop relativity? Yeah, how much money's gone into this? It's been over 100 years. 1905, Einstein, photons, rubbish, right? Atomic clocks in 1971, out by 300 billionths of a second. What? In between Apollo's, what was it, 15 and 16, or 16 and 17, when they were taking moon buggies up there. Give me a break. Give me a break, right? I can't be any clearer than what I just have been. If you guys want to persist with this absurdity, fine. But do not call me a fucking idiot, all right? Because I've just explained to you how absolute light works and how your Mickey Mouse finite light works. And I am correct, right? Right, that will do for now. It's a wrap, innit? Later, peeps.